At some point, every grave goes unvisited. I was thinking about that recently, that statement that I heard, as I often walk Arlington National Cemetery or spend time thinking of teammates and comrades that I served with who are no longer with us. At some point, every grave goes unvisited. And it's powerful. And it makes you really reflect and think about, well, what are you doing in retirement? What are you doing after service? What are you doing after college? What are you doing in general with your life? And oftentimes things get focused by priority. Obviously, in this world, you got to make money in order to live a certain quality of life you may want to have. Certainly, if you want to live in the forest all alone, you can do that. I don't. And so I think about that all the time. In order to have the quality of life I want, the balance of life I want, the time with friends, families, and loved ones, but also to have an impact as well. What am I doing today in the moment? What am I thinking about in the future to prepare and to make sure that I have the opportunities to have the best life I want to have, and to think and read and to study so that I can have in my later half of life best opportunities out there. And my daughters can be happy, and my wife as well. So it was something. And then there was another quote that I read and heard about before, and this one also gave me pause. And the quote said, "You may not change the world, but you can make a dent in the universe." And I wanted to talk about that today as we think second half of your life. Maybe you're graduating college, maybe you just retired from the military. Anything doesn't have to just be veteran specific. I'm coming from a veteran perspective, so I tend to talk that way. So what are those things that you can do that gives you meaning? Certainly you want to have a nice job, you want to have the things, but it's a lot more than that. I talk an awful lot about giving back to the tribe, spending time with your tribe, reflecting. So let me offer you some other things to think about too, as we think about the fact that eventually every grave goes unvisited. And did you live a life of meaning, of purpose? Did you help others along the way? Not did you spend an extra hour on the PowerPoint slide, or did you make that extra dollar, but did you have a lasting impact helping others? And that's where I think if we talk legacy, if that matters at all, it's not going to be the positions and assignments I've had, the medals and awards, which I put in the attic and I'll never look at again. It's going to be, did you help others? Were you a good teammate? That's what matters most. So some things to think about. What does service beyond uniform look like to you? I've taken upon myself to join some boards. Certainly that has been helpful because it gives me purpose. I have deadlines, I have things I have to get done. And so I'm able to serve others that are still in uniform or veterans that were in uniform. And I still am serving in a matter-of-fact way by being a part of those boards as well and making smart and wise decisions to help out those service members. Thinking through how you can create a lasting impact. It could be the boards, it could be volunteering down at your local homeless shelter. Who knows? But helping others by creating that lasting impact is huge, and it gives you purpose and meaning, and it gives you pride in what you do every day. It gives you a reason to wake up. Not that you need a reason necessarily, but this could be one of the reasons. Finding new missions and honoring legacy. I think an awful lot about the organizations and unit I served with, MARSOC being one of them, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, 7th Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Division, you name it, all incredible histories and legacies and units that I was really proud to serve with in some capacity. But how do you honor that legacy, and do you go to the reunions, those types of things? All of those things are options that are available to you as well. For example, I served at 2nd Marine Division for 14 months. All of it was forward deployed in Iraq. I came back and left. So I didn't get to really know a lot of people except for the individuals on my team, but I'm still a part of that legacy. And I think that matters too, because it gives you purpose. And as General Lejeune talked about in our message to Marines that goes out every year on our birthday, is it's important to be that worthy successor. And I think about that a lot too. Perhaps you can continue to serve by supporting fellow veterans. I do an awful lot of that on LinkedIn. I do that when folks call me. You can ask any veteran out there. They call me, I'll respond. We'll have a phone call. I'll give them my thoughts and advice on what has worked for me. They may have specific questions. I either will answer it or offer them to seek better guidance. I'm more of a subject matter expert in helping them out. But how do you help out fellow veterans, especially in the areas that I have expertise, where it may be transitioning? It could be about space, cyber intelligence as well. But predominantly thinking through how can I help them and helping fellow veterans and service members as they transition or as they get ready to explore opportunities for them. Embracing new opportunities. Hey, it doesn't have to all be about the military, right? You can embrace new opportunities. Maybe you want to go learn to surf, play the guitar, bake, who knows? But I would really recommend to you embracing new opportunities. I'm taking that on in a little bit in the tech world as I explore artificial intelligence and large language models and the tools out there. But I'm also thinking some other things too, and I'm thinking through some of those new opportunities that are out there that aren't necessarily related to military service. Inspiring others and personal fulfillment. Inspiring others is pretty easy, right? Be who you are, be authentic, and lend a hand when you're asked. I like to just put it out there. That's why I'm really public and engaging on LinkedIn, because I want to be known as someone that's you can come to and get support. Others do it in different ways, but I would offer, if you're on the other end of this and you need some help or support, reach out to a fellow veteran. You'll find more often than not that just because they're not advertising that they want to help and support, they're willing to. We get personal fulfillment from that, but we also like helping service members as well. And lastly, a moment to reflect on your legacy. What is your legacy? Is it the fact that you got promoted ahead of your peers? Is it a fact that you deployed forward? Who knows? Whatever it is to you. For me, it has always been about how have I helped others? And those could be very senior officers. They could be junior enlisted. They could be civilians. They could be allies, partners. They could be in the commercial sector. Who knows? But I hope when I think of legacy, when people think of me, they think of someone who has been there to help one another. It could be with a laugh, could be with a really inappropriate joke, but it could be with some technical details or a little bit of tough love. Who knows? But thinking through your legacy as well. And what do you want people to think about when you're no longer around? Because at the end of the day, at some point, every grave does go unvisited. I know that's a bit deep, but we need to think about that because you only have a certain amount of time and it's unknown. Could be another day, could be another 50 years. I don't know, but I want to be that teammate that was there for others. All right, would love to hear what you think about this video and the topic. Not just about the fact that every grave eventually goes unvisited, but how do you make a small dent in the universe? May not be able to change the world, but make that small dent by being a positive person, by being a good teammate and helping others. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. All right, thank you.